Awhina gave up an actual grown child and like a network that supports her family that supports her. But if Adrian can produce a paycheck that, even in the last 5 years, that said he had an actual paying job, fine, okay, I'll hand it to him. He did have a paycheck and a job that he gave up.
And you mentioned you would never let Adrian meet your nephew. Was that said in the heat of the moment?
I firmly believe someone that, like him and his lifestyle, isn't meant to be in my nephew's life. I think he's very aggressive. I haven't seen any skills of like any qualities of a father in him. So no, I stand by what I said.
Some fans have accused Adrian of gaslighting Awhina and making her feel
100%.
unseen. Like, what do you think about that?
I think we can all see it clearly. Like from what she was telling me, what he was doing, and then to see it unfold on the TV, it makes me feel sick. He cuts her off every time she's talking. Every time she's talking, when they're sitting on the couch, he cuts her off as if she's completely irrelevant, as if she's a ghost. And this is exactly what she said in the episode. She said, she feels unseen. Well, I think the audience and everyone can see he clearly keeps cutting her off. Even at the commitment ceremony, when he said he wants to stay, he said what she thinks was basically irrelevant. It didn't matter what she wanted. I know my sister felt very trapped at that point, that she couldn't leave. She couldn't leave. He made her feel trapped.
You see Athena visibly upset, like straight away, as soon as she even starts Family and Friends. I can hear it in her voice. Well, I know she's upset, and obviously, that's the first thing you pick up on her. You're like, your puffy eyes.
Yeah. And as soon as I said that, he just put it down to she had a bad sleep. Like, I think I would speak to her on a daily basis, and she was constantly sad. And when we would FaceTime, I could see that her eyes were always swollen. I don't think during production I didn't see a time that her eyes weren't so swollen that I could tell she had been crying the entire night before. So yeah, it was really hard watching, and it was really hard watching that episode.
And if Athena did keep staying, like choosing to stay, why do you think that was?
Has anyone ever been dick whipped before? Because I know I have. I don't know about you, but I know I have. And look, I can say my sister is a strong person, but I think, it was hard for her. She just came out of a really long-term relationship. And I've got nothing good to say about him. She may have seen a different side that I didn't see, but I haven't seen any good sides of him.
I mean,
This is all my views. I don't have anything good about him to say.
At this point, she seemed very exhausted and emotionally drained. How different was she compared to the confident, happy woman Like,
oh my God, I don't even think the audience would understand the difference of a person she was. She was so confident. She was so happy. She does still to this day, though, bend over backwards for everyone in her life. But she was loud. She was funny. Like, she was really funny. Like, I just thought she was the funniest person ever. She was really charismatic. She wasn't sad. I've seen her sad so many times, but she wasn't a sad person. She was always happy, always full of life, always lending a hand to someone. She was always that person that you would come and cry on because she was always so happy. Yeah. And yeah, I've seen a totally different person.
You clashed with Adrian's family and Jasmine straight away. Do you reckon they were genuinely trying to help, or do you reckon just they were attempting to protect his reputation?
Look, I'll be honest, Jasmine has reached out since recently to apologise, and I have accepted her apology. After seeing that, though, it's making me question whether or not it was genuine or not. I'm hoping it is. I don't know her, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But, at the end of the day, she didn't give my sister a chance to even say anything. And I also know during production she had her birthday and Awhina wasn't invited. So I know that upset my sister that Adrian went to her birthday without her and came home at 3 a.m. He left his wife at home and went to another girl's birthday. I already found their relationship to be quite questioning at the wedding, being that she was his only friend. Like, the other guests were friends of his brother, and she was his only friend, which was alarming in the first place, that he had no friends. But yeah, it was weird in the first place. I understand men and women can be friends. They spent a lot of time together. They were together every weekend, and then yeah, I found it really questioning in the starting point. Yeah. But again, I don't know her personally. I have accepted her apology. That episode has triggered back some hostility on my end, just because I do feel like Awhina wasn't treated fairly throughout the entire time.
Jasmine went on a holiday with Adrian afterwards. Like, and then
Yeah, and that's another thing. They went to Bali straight away together.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of a slap in the face to my sister as well. I feel like she was constantly slapped in the face with no regard to her feelings whatsoever. I mean, can I ask every single married person out there if they would be okay with their husband going on holiday with a female?
Yeah,
No one would.
and then they
I
came
wouldn't.
back and they're not friends anymore, so I find that kind of weird.
I find that extremely weird. I mean, that's her story to tell as to what happened there.
Obviously, you came to Sydney for a bit. You got to see Adrian. What was Adrian like with you off camera?
Off camera, we spent, well, I won't even mention what happened the night we went out. But the following day, the three of us hung out. We went out, and he again acted as if my sister was invisible, and then tried painting her in a bad light to me the entire time. Like, I truly believe he's a narcissist, and he wants everyone to love him, and he will put anyone around him to make himself look good. I just remember this one time we were at this restaurant and we were walking and there was this beautiful view on the side and Awhina was like, Adrian, come have a look at this. And he just kept walking in the other direction as if she wasn't even there. Like she was just a complete afterthought. And I literally looked at her, I was like, why? Why are you putting up with this man? Why? Like, you're such a strong woman. And it was, honestly, but you know what? I support my sister and, you know, even if it's clear
I mean,
as day that I don't like him.
I didn't know how bad it was until watching it back. Like for me, my experience with Awhina was she kept defending him and was sticking up. And I'm guilty too because I told her to be patient with him because he was telling me one thing, and then he would also be doing the complete opposite. So he would be like, so I feel like I was a victim of his of Adrian too.
Yeah, I think, you know, everyone falls victim to a narcissist at one point in time. He fully believes his lies. That's the thing. And when someone puts so much,
he's talking to him now, or you've completely cut him off till after that fuck message?
I just don't want anything to do with him. You know, like he's not a part of my life. She's obviously a huge part of my life, but it doesn't mean I accept him in my life.